right, welcome to the second review of the evening. Up this time is a game called Skellboy. This is a 3D platformer with RPG elements. According,
Eh, yeah, okay. I guess I can go with that.
that's according to the tags that this game has been given. Like, this game is only currently out for the Nintendo Switch right now. There does seem to be a Steam release planned for sometime in 2020, but for right now, the game is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch console. Came out back in January, and here we are reviewing it. So, with that in mind, we will turn it over to our Switch reviewer, Gollix.
So yeah, I get there is platforming in it, but a lot of a lot of the gameplay is kind of Zelda-ish. The general setup here is that the evil wizard Squirumon, because there are a lot of square and dice puns in this, because that's the general aesthetic style it has like taken over the kingdom and kidnapped the princess and stuff. And and has been raising zombies, and you are apparently one of the zombies or something, or a skeleton technically, who is awoken but isn't evil, I guess, unless you feel like being a jerk, because you do get a choice to be a jerk a couple times. So the main gimmick, aside from that you pick up things to swing like swords, and there are a few different kinds of weapons that you can swing that have different things, like swords are faster, spears can be thrown, clubs can break things, which is important because there are places where you need to break things. Aside from that, the biggest thing is that when you kill something, there is a chance that you will that it will drop one of its body parts, and you will be able to replace your head, bot, torso, or legs with the thing that just dropped. And it's not always just like a logical thing for that. Sometimes it's like, oh, hey, it's a hay bale. I can wear that as a chest. Some of them give you more or less life squares. For example, the first ones you can find that aren't your default ones are zombie parts, which each one subtracts one of your hearts or squares. So since you start out with 4, that brings you down to 1. So if you're playing this on a format with achievements, I imagine there might be an achievement for doing things with only 1 health, but there aren't really on the Switch. So it's kind of cute, and there are funny jokes about, like, you end up wearing the princess's hat and dress at one point to get into the resistance hideout before you hook up with someone who can actually put in a good word for you, because remember, no matter what you wear, you're still basically a scary skelly man. So, and there are sometimes you end up wearing something over your parts that you have equipped, like the princess's thing, that do various things. Sometimes they give you extra hits or like fake hearts, like like soul hearts in Binding of Isaac, I guess, or temporary hearts. Overall, I think it's pretty fun. I don't know how long it is because I have not gotten anywhere near the end, but the only real issues I have with it are that the game control is kind of on the sluggish side, which is not optimal. Also, the visual style is kind of weird. Everything is it's 3D models, but they're like 3D models of like freaking acrylic cutouts of 8-bit pixels or something. As weird as that sounds. So like some of the items are actually like have color on all sides, but you only have color on your front and back, and your sides are just all black. And your weapons rotate on a separate axis from the actual model. So, like, if you want to aim up so that you don't end up just staring at your character's black side, your weapon will go up, but your main body is still facing. You can just see the back of it. I don't know. It's a little bit weird, and I think that's part of why it feels a little bit sluggish and awkward. And the other thing is, for the amount of combat in this game, there's not a lot of like good feedback for combat. Like, I've had some bosses, in some of the boss fights, I have not really been able to properly tell when I was doing damage or how close I was to the end of the fight. Which once I just gave up because I thought I wasn't doing any damage at all, and then the next time I tried, it turned out that I had almost already won that first time. So, I don't know. Overall, if you like kind of like action RPG type things, I think it might be worth checking out. But it's certainly nothing amazing. But the art style is pretty cute, and you get a catalog, I think, of. Do you, or I thought you did, but I can't find it. Maybe you don't. It's fun to, regardless. It's fun to see all of the different things that you can pick up and have become part of your body. Though a lot of the time there will be ones that are just like, well, this is clearly mechanically the best thing available to me right now, so that's what I'm going to go with. Do you guys have any questions or feedback?
Not really.
Me neither.
Hi. Doesn't look like there's any questions from us, so.
Mm-hmm. So price-wise, let's see if it'll show me the price. Price-wise, it looks like this is $20 on Switch, which is maybe a little high, but again, I don't actually know how long this is. If there was a demo, which I don't think there currently is, I would recommend trying that first, because most of the qualms I have with it are specifically like it feels a little slow. Oh, I didn't mention the music. The music is very jaunty. It's mostly one like chiptune style track that modulates based on what area you're in, it feels like. Although it could be different tracks that are just kind of similar. But so like when you're in the swamp, it gets swampier or spookier. When you're in the castle, it gets a little bit more majestic, I guess.
Uh-huh. Now, so
it's a cute game. Doesn't play quite as well as I had hoped.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Don't know if it's worth $20, but certainly if it's on sale, might be worth checking out, or if it's less on Steam. It doesn't seem to have much in the way of specific Switch controls.
Right. No, and I guess that'll about do it for Skellboy here. Right, so coming up next, Petty Fan will be regaling us with tales from the PlayStation 4 version of Darksiders Genesis.